Morning. We've got this beautiful GL series. I think it's a GLS. It is a GLS. I don't think it is a GLS. Oh, by the way, this is a full decon on this car, so you guys are going to see this turn into a pinkish red in a few minutes. Well, not in real life, but in the video. So I've got fallout on the wheels, as you can see. It's doing its thing. Now this is the first set of fallout. There's a difference between fallout and raw shampoo. This is just a fallout. What I'm going to do is use a higher concentration of my pre-wash to put it onto the car, to get it onto the car. Reason being, it's already wet, so I need to understand that there's water already on the car, and if I use my current dilution, which is for a dry car for example, it's going to be too weak, so I need to get a higher dilution. So just in case you thought that we didn't need a pre-wash, this is where I touched it with my hand, and this is the current state of the car. So this is, I've been cleaned it, not cleaned. See the difference? You do need a pre-wash, doesn't matter what your car you're working on, unless it's been sitting in a garage and has not been taken out whatsoever, without doing its thing, has not been taken out whatsoever, and it only has dust on it, then you can just go straight to a foam application. But I always recommend a pre-wash. Carries on to obviously the foam application. You want a foam that's towards high concentration. So done the 2-bucket method, and you can see here some type of contamination here, pretty much the whole hood. The way this happens is, this is what's called marring from dirt, not marring from abrasives. This is when it's been dirty for a while and hasn't been cleaned thoroughly properly, or hasn't been cleaned properly. This is one of the reasons the client called me down today for the decon. So you look, even when I'm touching it, it's coming off. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why the client called me today. And I think what it might be is this has had some type of protection put on, and it has not been cleaned properly underneath, and hence you've got that can be a reason. Another reason could be there might be a wax on here, wax is organic, and this is starting to decay, and this is what the residue is left. That's why I don't really like using waxes, although I've got the best 3 months wax you can buy. I still promote sealants as they are synthetic. Guys, if you're enjoying any of this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. It will be much appreciated. Thank you. So I just use my blow dryer to dry the car as much as possible. Going into the fallout section now. Literally just finished off. Started from here, started from that corner there, worked all the way around, and I'm back to where I just started. Just state of it. Look at the state of it now. Typically when I'm doing fallouts, 2 things I do. One, I don't take off the water that's already on the car, especially if I don't have a tent up or gazebo, and if I'm working in the sun. And when I am doing those 2 things, I also have a little pump spray filled with water. This I spray on to agitate. As it dries off, for example, if this area were to dry off, I would use a sprayer to agitate the area again, because when the fallout dries, it does not do what it's supposed to be doing, obviously. So you want it to be lubricated at all times. You can use water, deionized water or purified water is best. So rinsed off the fallout. I did 2 stages of fallout. So fallout, lubrication, and then fallout again. dried the car. Now we've got the dots, the similar dots that we had on the bonnet. We've got it pretty much everywhere on the car. It's a bit more prominent now, you can see it. Now these dots are, you can take them off as you can see there. These dots are from spray waxes. The reason I say that is because, well, they're dots and they're quite evenly spread, and there was some type of wax on top on the car. What it has done though is left these nasty little marring points, as you can see, which is quite annoying, but hopefully the clay bar I'm going to use is a bit more abrasive clay bar. It's going to take that out. But what I did see was, as the fallout was working on the spots where the dots are, it was working really hard. You can really see literally red dots, as to normally you just see it sort of I don't know what that word is, but you know when it's, you got the fallout here and it's sort of just peeling away. I don't know, not peeling away, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like a snake's tail or something. More dots here, and it's pretty even around the car. I believe that's the wax. I mean, we've started and have taken off a lot of the previous protection. The tar removal and the clay bar is the main protection remover in terms of sealants or waxes. Just got done with the tar removal and then rinsed off, because obviously now I'm going to do detailless stress ball, aka clay bar. And the dots have gone. Obviously we've got these dots left, but these are from rock chips, and there's a defect out here somewhere. Don't know where it is actually. There's a defect here somewhere. But yeah, that's all done, looking very nice. So yeah, it was actually wax that was on the bonnet and making those dots, those round circle brown dots. Let's carry on. Now, to be honest with you guys, just got done with the clay bar. To be honest with you guys, this is not a how-to video. This is just a day in the life. This is what I'm working on, guys. I'm trying to bring it into my life of a mobile detail in London. Again, this is not a how-to, so you're not going to really see a how-to video out of this. It is just me enjoying what I do, and I do this because I love what I do. I don't do this as a 9 to 5. I do this because I'm good at what I do and I enjoy it. Simple as that. I've been doing it for over 12 years. Been doing it since I was very little as well. Obviously not professionally, I have a case of details, not that obviously, but just working on cars in general. Yeah. Side note, my dad used to buy and sell cars, so this is where it came from. I told my dad, let me buy a £40 polisher from Halfords. Halfords is a shop here in the UK, kind of like, I don't know, not Walmart, that's a bit different. It's got tools and stuff for cars. I don't know what you got in the US, if there's any US guys watching, but yeah, that's where it started from. I made £80 out of that because he sold the car for £120 extra than he initially wanted to. So yeah, he gave me £40 for the polisher and 80 from my pocket. And someone that's about, well, someone that's in primary school, that's not a bad price, bad amount of money. Let's have a quick look. So you see how the water is just stuck on there? It is not peeling off, or it's not running away from the paint. The water behaviour, this is what you want it to be after a full decontamination. That means there's no sealants, there's no protection, there's no contamination, and it is fully decontaminated. Beautiful. Right, so we are done with, so we've done the clay bar, rinsed off, dried with a towel, now I've used air to get into all these little nooks and crannies, as you can see. Now I'm going to dry it again with another towel. If you are doing decontamination, you need at least 3 towels in weather like this, especially. If you're working in hotter weather, you might not, but in weather like this, you definitely need 3 towels. Right, that's that. I'm going to let it dry a bit more after I've used the towels. You can see where I've been getting at it with the blow dryer. After I've done with the towel, I'm going to have a little break, have a little lunch, and it's actually just 2 sandwiches, and then carry on. And the reason being, I want it to be completely dry. I don't want any condensation, nothing. So the full decontamination is done. Just protected it as well. I used a machine, obviously, to apply my sealant on here. It's a 6-month sealant, for example. That's what I'm using, for example. You can use waxes. In some cases, you can even use ceramics. I don't recommend that in any case, but depending on what you want to do and budget you have and so on and so forth, it is something that can be done. The reason being the reason I said don't do that is because literally, as soon as before you put a ceramic coating on there, it's always good to do a single stage paint correction minimum. Soon as that ceramics goes on there, whatever's underneath, whatever's on the paint, defects, whatever, it's going to stay there until the ceramic dies. And that's going to be minimum a year for a good ceramic. If it's a rubbish ceramic, then you're wasting your time in general. Let's carry on. It is really quite hard to see when you have protection on a car, but this is ripples from the oscillations from the machine. You can use a light, you can use whatever you want to see what you're doing. Just got done with the car. It feels like a baby's bottom again. Soft and silky. Happy days. I've turned the tire so it obviously, or turned the wheel so it looks a bit more aggressive. Beautiful. Beautiful. Turn the tire a little bit. Looks a bit more aggressive as the client sees it when he gets home. And that is me out. Home time. I've already given over the keys and all that good stuff. Let's go home. So I know that I said I was gonna go home. I'm not going home yet. As you can see, today, well now, it's time for some RS7 loving. 735 bhp, full custom exhaust system, 1,000 Newton meters of torque. Got a pre-wash on there. Now I'm gonna get foam on there. Let's get it cracking. So we're finished with the outside, wheels as well. Time for the interior. With the interior, I have taken out the stuff that needs to be taken out, like rubbish and stuff. That water bottle was more than half, so I'm going to leave that in there just because I know my client. But I wouldn't clean it, I will take it out, but just going to left it there for now. The rest can come out. Now this is a maintenance clean, it's not nothing major. This is a bi-monthly clean that I do. Let's get to it. Now if you didn't know, so you get your microfiber, whatever brand it is, rip off the tag, and here is the residue from the tag. Now I'm using tweezers to take them out, so I don't want to mess up the fibers. You can use whatever you want. If I wasn't wearing gloves, like, you can even use your nails. Get it, pull it, you can see that can cause scratches. If there's any more in this particular case, there is. take these out. If you don't take them out, it's going to scratch the car that you're working on. And we are done. The car's done. Got G on the tyres there. Tyre Express. Finished off with a polish and a 3 months protection. I used the machine to add the polish. Polish has got glaze and fillers infused, so you get this finish, this beautiful finish. Let's take a step back so you can see it properly. So you can't mess around with it. You can't mess around with this car. Try to keep the number plate out as much as possible. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Come around to this side. Ooh-wee. The client is here. I'm just gonna hand over the keys. And we are done. Can you see details if you guys didn't know? Right there. And you are done. Well, I am done. What is that? Oh, it's tire dressing.